Right, today we're going to do 6.3 data ethics. Okay, so our sham circles ethical. So this is the paper I would have passed out to you if we were in class. Let's read it. Patients with, oh boy, I usually have one of you guys pronounce this for me. If I mispronounce it, I'm so sorry. Osteoarthritis of the knee who underwent placebo arthroscopic surgery were just as likely to report pain relief as those who received the real procedure, according to a Department of Veterans Affairs and Baylor College of Medicine study published on July 11th in the New England Journal of Medicine. In the study, 180 patients with knee pain were randomized into 3 groups. One received debridement, in which worn, torn, or loose cartilage is cut away and removed with the aid of a pencil-thin viewing tube called an arthroscope. The second group underwent arthroscopic lavage, in which the bad cartilage is flushed out, and the third group underwent simulated arthroscopic surgery. Small incisions were made, but no instruments were inserted and no cartilage was removed. 2 years after the follow-up, patients in all 3 groups reported moderate improvements in pain and ability to function. However, neither the intervention group reported less pain or the better function than the placebo group. Indeed, the placebo patients reported better outcomes than the debridement patients in certain points during the follow-up. Through the 2 years, the patients were unaware with whether they had the real or the placebo surgery. Wow. Randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trials are the gold standard for evaluating new medical procedures. So, laws are required to design experiments to show that new drugs work and are safe. Well, 7% of surgeries are randomly comparison experiments. Why? Okay, so in that example that I just gave you, would you sign up knowing that you might have placebo surgery? Okay, would you want that for yourself? Would you want to have fake surgery, undergo all the risks of surgery, and not have anything done to you? I mean, it's kind of sketchy, right? All right, so the basic standards of data ethics. 1, there has to be a review board. 2, there has to be informed consent. And 3, there has to be confidentiality. Okay, memorize these for the test. Let's look at each a little more closely. The review board, most reviews are planned studies in advance to protect subjects from possible harm. The purpose is to protect the rights and welfare of human subjects recruited to participate. You don't have to do a review board if you're going to test on animals. I know, I hate having to say that because I wish there was a review board for the little fur babies too. Okay. The purpose is not to judge the experiment, just to determine if it's safe. Once research begins, the board must check with the experimenter at least once a year. Informed consent. All subjects in the study must give consent to participate in writing. They have to be aware of what risk may come. That risk can be defined as emotional risk or physical risk. So in my placebo surgery, the informed consent would have to be, I would know that I am at risk of having a procedure done that doesn't actually have anything happen to me. Okay, I might be put under, I might be cut, and I might not have any instruments inserted. And if people are still willing to sign up for that procedure, then it's ethical. If subjects are not 18, their parent or guardian must give consent. Confidentiality. All data must be kept confidential. Only statistical summaries for groups of subjects may be made public. So when I do an experiment, i.e. give you a test, I can't post your individual grades, but I can post the average of that test so you can compare where do you stand on that test to everybody else. Okay, that's not the same as anonymity. Anonymity, I always think of the little Nemo thing that they swim in. I know that's anonymity, but that's what I always think when I say that word. Okay, back to stats. Not the same as anonymity. Subjects are anonymous. Anonymity is not common. It prevents follow-up to improve non-response or information on the results of tests to be shared with subjects. Any breach of confidentiality is a serious violation of data ethics. So confidentiality just says that I am going to keep your information confidential. It's not the same thing as I have no idea what your name is. That's a different thing. It's a different procedure than confidentiality. Okay, so your practice problems are in Google Classroom. They're practice problems 6.3, and these are the problems that I use to create them. Yeah.